like I've dated women in my life that have tried to lure me into situations where it kind of like trapped me before I can even get into the job that I was working in, right? Like I've been in scenarios where I had to find out that I was being lured down this pathway. Well, it's not even like I really had to find out. It was more so confirmed. I already kind of like knew this was the pathway she was trying to lead me down, to try to end up in a relationship with her. But it kind of confirmed itself when she was supposed to like be my trainer, and she like liked me, but she like came up with this scenario where I was supposed to like call her on like certain deadlines and like uh, make sure that I checked in with her at certain times and stuff like that, which wasn't a real thing. This was just her way of like trying to trick me into basically calling her and like keeping like having long conversations where in my mind like I'm realizing like this isn't a thing because I had worked at other jobs like this before where this wasn't a thing, but I tried to avoid telling her about the previous job that I was working at. And so in her mind, she thought she was really luring me down this road. But for whatever reason, I kind of just played dumb for as long as I possibly could until some other trainer that saw like 6 months down the line, we're still meeting up with each other. And he had asked me, he's like, oh, it's like why is she still like contacting you and it's been so long after like you were done with your training period. And I was like, oh well, she told me this whole scenario where I had to like call her at certain deadlines and stuff like that, and he like gave me the she's fucking with you, man, like you don't have to do that. And like that just kind of confirmed the fact that she's trying to like pull me down into her world and stuff like that. And I'm like I kind of understood that was like the direction of where it was going, but in my life, like I've been in way worse fucking scenarios where this girl, she just liked me, but I've had like scenarios where like there were girls that tried to get me fired and stuff like that. So I'm like very weary about like tricks and like schemes that people try to have in my life. And I figured like for the most part of my life, I've gone through so many things. Like there's only certain scenarios in my life that I would possibly fall into, and most notably, I could say would be like something like the Salma Hayek From Dusk Till Dawn vampire situation. Like you put me in a situation like that, for the most part, I'll probably fall for that 20,000 times over in a row, and always end up in the same situation simply for the sake that, for whatever fucking reason, I want to be there. But at the same time, there's other scenarios that have presented themselves in my life where I'm just kind of like, I guess this is just another lesson to learn throughout life, and we'll see where this goes. Like I never understood like the weird videos that are trying to reference me out of context, like trying to use certain celebrities, like trying to create these weird references or subliminals, trying to shape certain people, trying to reference me as like some creep or something, sneaking behind stage and stuff like that. And I'm like, I've never even had those issues in my life. Never in my life have I ever needed to follow after anybody. Never in my life have I ever needed to creep after anybody. Most of the situations within my life, heck, I was in Japan, right? And I was just chilling. Uh, I couldn't find where my address was, where I needed to stay, because it was my first time in Japan. I couldn't read the symbols. So I'm sitting there trying to figure out how my GPS was working, because I needed to follow symbols as directions. And so I had this older lady that was just walking by kind of helped me, and she like led me closer to where I had to go until this other lady stopped by, and she was nice. She walked me all the way like 5 something blocks all the way to my place to help me, which was pretty cool, because the old lady, she didn't necessarily speak English well enough to be able to help me, and my phone wasn't able to like translate it at the time, just because I didn't understand the symbols well enough to kind of set my phone up to pick up GPS yet, but this other lady had stopped by, and she had walked me all the way like 5 something blocks all the way to my place, which is pretty crazy because when you get like how nice some people are in other cultures, but then you get to like the portrayal that you might get here on the online videos where you get like the Aubrey Plaza WNBA commercial, or they called me or they referenced someone who I would allegedly have to assume would be me as like a reference, trying to call me like some orange head or whatever. So I was just like, okay, so they're trying to be mean to me, or like trying to like be rude, and I'm supposed to be like, oh no, how come you're saying that? But I've never had those situations in my life. Never in my life have I ever followed after anybody or forced myself onto anybody. In most cases, I've usually had to kind of distance myself from people that were being a bit too overly aggressive for the sake that they are trying to force themselves into a relationship or situation with me, which I've never even had a quote situationship. That term in reference doesn't actually work within my realm of existence. There's no existing understanding of what that actually is. Like, I'm somebody that usually I'm capable of having clear communication with whoever I'm supposed to be talking to or having interest in, or even just trying to be friends with. Like, but the whole situation isn't necessarily a confusing part on my end or theirs. Like, even with the girl that had took 6 something months, I was telling her from the start like what she was doing, explaining to her like the whole scenario of what I thought it was supposed to be, and in her mind what she was trying to tell to her friends might have been a quote situation, but I had told her this is not a situationship. There is no potential of a relationship happening, but in her mind she figured, well, I just didn't have sex with her yet, so maybe once I have sex with her I was gonna like change my mind or something like that. And it's like, we eventually did have sex, but it didn't change my mind. And I had told her that prior to it. I said, we do not have to do this simply for the sake that I'm not trying to pretend or force myself into a scenario, because I don't have those problems in my life. Like, I'm the kind of person that if that's what you want, then we'll like note it and like be clear that that's what it is. But it's not going to be a, oh, I gave you sex, so now you have to be forced into this situation, because now you're trying to lure me into some shit like where I'm from dusk till dawn. And I told you, it's one person at the moment is able to like constantly do that over and over, but everybody else is more so in the same bucket where it's like, we got to respect the boundaries. Dangerous situations don't really scare me away from stuff, just because I've lived such a crazy life from start to now that I hardly ever am like so afraid where I freeze up and don't know what to do in situations when they do arise. Like, I remember, heck, I was 4 years old, and a rattlesnake had slithered across the driveway trying to attack me, and my first thought wasn't, oh no, rattlesnake, I'm scared. My mind went into warrior mode, and I was a kid. Like, my mind as a kid was like, oh shit, danger. I grabbed the first sharp object, which was a shovel, and I started freaking poking at it, and it kept on slithering close to me, and I had chopped it in half. And at a young age, I had fought a dangerous animal that could have freaking killed me potentially. So I was sitting here like, okay, at a young age, like, I've been able to develop that mindset that I've never really kind of like been afraid of dangerous situations. So when it comes to females, it's almost like kind of the same thing. Like, I see a mean girl, and I'm not like, oh no, that bitch over there. I'm more so kind of like, I'm more so seeing life from her perspective on why she is behaving the way that she does, and I can better kind of understand that situation for what it is, where everybody else is kind of like, oh, you're not letting me manipulate you, how come you won't do that? And she's more so just defending herself, and I get that point, and that's where I kind of can relate on her world, where a lot of people don't seem to understand that. Because when I defend myself all of a damn sudden, if people want to freaking try to create disgusting narratives and try to say, oh, this guy's a creep or this guy's a that, and it's like, I'm sorry, I'm not the doofus dumb fuck over here that has never had sex in his life, and as soon as you show him your titties, he freaking folds and it's like, I'll do anything for you. I told you, you're not dust till dawn, so I'm not being lured into that trap.